Recording in progress.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, salam. Welcome everybody to MACFEST 2026. Tell us in the chat where you're watching us from. We're saying hello from France and England, and we welcome you to one of the 9 mini festivals, Calligraphy and Arts Festival. So what does it take to win Muslim Arts Awards? How do you know which artwork to select, to submit? And what do judges look for when they see all the submissions? How do they make the decision about the winning pieces? We're here today and we will be asking those questions to the winners of the inaugural MACFEST Muslim Arts Awards, and to our host, who happened to be one of the judges on the Muslim Arts Awards, Samir Malik. So let me just tell you a little bit about Samir. He trained in classical Arabic calligraphy at the University of Damascus in Syria. And for over 25 years, he has been producing Islamic art, as well as holding exhibitions and workshops all over the world. He's an artist, calligrapher, and graphic designer, and he has been commissioned by and worked with international corporations, including, and here comes the list, the Royal Albert Hall, A.A. Rahman, the Liverpool Arab Arts Festival, Aspinall of London, Chloe, Saudi Aramco, the British Asian Trust, NZF, HSBC Amna, John Lewis Partnership, Barton Snowboards, oh gosh, I've got a Nidecker, Lloyd's TSB, Heavenly, Lippincott, St. Mary's Hospital Trust, Meridian Institute, the Royal Embassies of Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, at the United Arab Emirates, as well as for universities, galleries, schools, and private clients, and business across the world, including royalty. He's acknowledged as one of the grandfathers and pioneers of the revival and reinvention of Islamic calligraphy in the West, and has exhibited internationally, and his art designs and photography have been featured in periodicals, books, along with frequent appearances on television and online. So if you have any questions or you would like to share any thoughts today, please use the chat and Q&A portal. Say hello, tell us where you're watching us from. If you haven't subscribed yet to MACFEST newsletter, please do, because we always only just share what kind of events are coming up so you don't miss anything. And we accept donations, big and small, as little as £1 through MACFEST website. And of course, the Arts Awards for this year, the submission process is open until 15th of June. Over to you, Samir. Oh, I forgot to mention, Samir is also a wonderful and warm and generous man, and the scarf I'm wearing is a gift from Samir. So thank you again.
Thank you for the amazing introduction. Lovely scarf. Mashallah. Yeah, welcome everybody from around the world to our celebration of art and creativity. We'll be featuring the winners of the MACFEST Arts Award from last year, three amazing artists. We'll be discussing what is art and how, our processes, sharing some of our art, and really getting into, just like getting it out there so people can ask questions and contribute. So any questions you have, please send them through. We'll be asking those at the end of the session. But let me first introduce the artists. We have Carol Souza, amazing artist. I'll give a proper introduction after just introducing all of them. Mahvish, Javed, and Mohamad Aaqib, who's also known as the Artist, who are all three amazing, totally diverse artists. And we'll start today with, should we start with Mahvish? Okay, so we're going to start with Mahvish. Mahvish is art's a really, really important part of her identity that she shares. She graduated from electrical engineering and she completes a master's degree in innovation management from Manchester Business School. And all that, from my background, I trained in medicine. I worked in medicine for many years. So it doesn't matter what direction you go in, if it brings you back to Islamic art, it's everything that we've learned until that point really, really contributes in our self-expression of our art. So Mahvish has been deeply passionate about art since childhood, like lots of us have. I know I have. And she learned drawing and painting from her mother, who was a professor of fine arts at a well-reputed college. And her paternal grandfather is also known as a writer and a poet. And so creativity runs in her blood. So her art is a natural expression of her inherited creativity from both sides of the family. So having said that, I'd like to hand it over to Mahvish and just give her a chance to share. So Mahvish, tell us about your art.
So, hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum, bonjour, and thank you so much, Samir, for such kind words of introduction for me. Thank you, Kestra, for giving us this opportunity to be a part of this amazing webinar and share it's truly an honor and a pleasure to be here and to share our artist journey, to share our life experiences with everybody. So, as Samir said, I'm not a trained artist, I'm a hobby artist. And I meet so many people that probably paint, but then they are a bit shy about presenting it. But I think that I have stepped out of that shyness or that comfort zone. And I've crossed that boundary, and then I've got this amazing opportunity to present my work, artwork all around. And I think that it gives me a platform to express my story, my experiences, no matter what background we have. I've always loved to paint, to do art since as long as I remember. As Samir said, my mother was professor of fine arts, and my granddad, my paternal Dada Abu, he was a famous writer and poet in Pakistan. So always I was surrounded by people who admired creativity and expression in whatever art form they were working in. So although I graduated in electrical engineering, which is entirely another field, but I've always been painting, I've always been messing around with paints and colors. And then, yes, I've done some art courses as well to learn about new mediums, to learn about new ways of presenting artworks and stuff like that. And I love, personally, I love watercolors and acrylics quite a lot. I think I've nowadays I'm using a lot more acrylic medium because I think it's easier to work with as well. And the vibrant colors I'm very much inspired at. And I work in mostly cultural themes, a lot of calligraphy as well, whirling dervishes. So yeah, that's
So
about it.
there's a deeply spiritual aspect to your art, I find when experiencing it. There's a lot, like you mentioned, the whirling dervishes and the Sufi tendencies, and that is a beautiful thing because it's people don't always understand it, but they can relate to it on a deeply human level. Yeah, the way I understand Sufism is it's the search for our place in the universe, and we're all searching for our place in the universe. Like you said, yeah, with electrical engineering, even electrical engineering teaches you patterns, teaches you how to connect things, which I find expresses itself in your art as well, because so many things come together. Yeah. So if we could see
Sufism, I think dervishes, whirling dervish represent movement, inner peace, spirituality, and also that connection of soul with the divine, which is,
yeah,
I think, very important for each and every one of us. And yeah, that inspires me to paint them, and I really enjoy painting them, to be
great.
honest.
It really comes out in your art, that it really comes from the heart, and it's, we can, yeah. So if we could see some of your art, could you share some of your art?
Yeah,
So I
sure.
think yeah. So we got, I think we're waiting for someone to show. For those who haven't experienced it, I'd recommend actually experiencing it in real life with all the artists. When you see the artwork, firsthand, it's really, really pretty amazing. So let me see. No, we haven't got, okay, we got a slight hiccup, and that's okay. But so do you find that you use any of your other training in your art at all? With your degree and your master's, does that impact your art at all, do you think? Or
Yes, I think whatever we create is actually reflecting our training, our degrees or education or personal
mm,
experience or
yeah,
even sometimes our current mood as well. I think when you're working with colors or how you are feeling, it's eventually
yeah,
transformed on the canvas, to be
yeah.
honest, if you agree with me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I found it very interesting that you mentioned that you use more acrylics now than watercolors. It took me like 20 years to learn to start with watercolors because I always found it so unforgiving. But now I work
Um,
mostly with watercolors because when you let the art come through, then it doesn't matter if it's unforgiving, it's still beautiful. But I
yeah,
was always afraid because I was always a perfectionist. And one thing that made me stay away from watercolors was being a perfectionist. And so what I found, I don't know if you found that as well, that the deeper I got into my art, the more I developed, the more I kind of let go and let the artwork come through me rather than me creating the art. And
yes,
that was very, very interesting for me. So now I work just with acrylics with commissions, but mostly I work with oils and with watercolors because even though it's unforgiving, what's inside my intention with my art comes through much, much better, I find.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I started with watercolors and I still love it. It's my most personal favorite medium, but then
Yes.
it is unforgiving and it is difficult to handle sometimes. And
Yeah.
because eventually I moved into calligraphy quite a lot, so
Yeah.
probably acrylic paints are easy to put a lot of color and vibrancy
Yeah.
in it. And obviously it's in calligraphy, it's not just a very important aspect of Islamic art, it's
Yes.
also the language transformed into visual art on the canvas. So I think
Yes.
the
True.
vibrant colors really help with that, to
Absolutely.
connect with
Yeah.
people. And
I agree. What's interesting though is with calligraphy, when I do calligraphy, I use watercolor and gouache
okay.
because I love how the colors blend together, and more so with gouache. So watercolors and gouache is like I said, my go-to medium when working for myself or for commissions. But yeah, so it's, and with acrylics you can do amazing things, but you can correct it and refine it. And sometimes it's the bits that aren't corrected that really show that human beings can relate to. You
Yes,
know,
makes
I
it
read that.
unique sometimes, and
Yeah,
yes,
like the great calligraphers, they always put an imperfection, slight imperfection in their art, and that's not reflecting on imperfection from God, but to show that we are imperfect, but the divine that we're striving for is perfect.
yeah,
And so
absolutely.
it's a journey. Yeah, very fascinating. Very fascinating. Yeah. So let's see if we can get 1 second. Yeah, is it possible to look some of the art? Oops,
Yeah,
1 sec.
if the slides can be played, yes.
Yeah, the slides can play. So Katerina, or is anyone? No. All right, let me see if I can get. So you have you have your
They're on
Instagram.
now.
Are they on now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So if you could show some of Mavish's wonderful art for all of, oh, there we are. Oh, look at that. How
So
beautiful is
these,
it? Talk to us about it, please.
yeah, so these are big pieces, 120 centimeter by 100 centimeter, canvas, basically, and with acrylic. Two of them, in fact, all three of them are calligraphies. The third one has scribbles at the lower end. And the
Yes,
first one is a very bold reflection of gold with 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
yes,
I think they are always very attention catching and they're so beautiful. I feel that whenever I paint the 99 names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I think the canvas is always very beautiful and
yes,
they have their beauty in itself. So yeah, that's one of my favorite painting as well. The other
great.
one is again with some whirling dervish in the lower end and kun fayakun, a very
So
powerful phrase from it.
share what that means.
It means when Allah wills. So it's just a matter of Allah saying kun and anything can happen. So it's a
Yeah,
very spiritual phrase and then
yes,
makes you at peace sometimes when in times of difficulties or going through a
yes,
rough phase. So I think it's also a very
great.
beautiful thing to think about. And the third one is about two whirling dervishes in motion in this universe. Connection. It's about connection with the divine, and it's a black canvas, and then gold, silver, and some white prominent dervishes painted on the top of it. So
Yes.
yeah. And next,
What
please. Sorry.
what really I love about the art when we just saw is you experience it from afar and it shows something, but you can actually come closer and closer, and other details reveal themselves, which I love with lots of art, where you can experience it differently from different kind of distances from it. Sorry, yeah. So if you could look at the next pieces, please. So talk us through these now.
So the first one is again, it's a very it's a dervish, few
Yeah.
dervish people in a sama where they meditate through their movements. And
Yes.
yeah, it's again, it's a very old painting of mine, one of the initial ones, but close to my heart. So I'm
Yeah.
a hobby artist and I'm not very keen in selling, but then I'm more keen about presenting it to the world. And I sometimes find
Great.
it's a it's a way of challenging the stereotype by presenting my diverse and creative artwork because I'm a Muslim artist in UK.
Yeah.
So that is something very exciting for me. The other
Yeah.
painting is about birds. I think again it's a very straight away, easy way to put life and joy on your canvas.
Yes.
Painting birds, it's becoming close to nature. Everybody just loves it, and the feathers, the textures on the feather. I think I enjoy
Yeah.
painting birds whenever I do.
That,
The third
that's what I
one
was
is
talking about. It's like when you look from afar, it looks beautiful, but when as you come closer, the detail reveals itself more and more with your paintings, which I love. Yeah. Sorry. So the
Third one is about a mosque in Lahore. It's
yeah,
Masjid Wazir Khan. It's a very old Mughal mosque, and whenever I visit there, I just love the vibe, love the history, the culture. The cultural vibe comes out of this painting. It's again one of my favorite one with some birds in the front. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about a lot going on in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of it's like the need for worship and find answers with your art as well. So there's like it's a need that all of us kind of wrestle with. You know, it doesn't matter what religion or what race, what colors. It's that need to know where we come from, so we know where we're going, which is fascinating with your art.
That's
Yeah.
true. I find art as a way to cross the boundaries and to
Yes.
connect with different cultures, and that's
Great.
absolutely thrilling,
Yeah.
aspect of art. Yes.
Great.
Next, please.
Fascinating. So let's have a look at. Wow. Okay.
So, yeah. So I'll start with the middle one. It's a very beautiful shade of blue in the background, and about Darwesh who is bowing to the Lord, and then
Yes.
the phrase written is Ishq, which means love.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the one on the side is with pigeons, which again symbolizes purity, lot of textures on this painting, and the phrase Allahu, which is who is like a attribute to for the Lord, and it is
Yes.
used for meditation as well. And the
Yes.
third one on the corner is another phrase from Arabic calligraphy. The painting has actually got a lot of texture on it. It's got a lot of sand
Yeah.
and with gold, but probably not as much prominent in the slide. But
True.
in actual, I've used a lot of sand and grain, a lot of texture. It's a big
That,
one,
that's
big one.
also why I find it so good that you're sharing your art with the world, not just keeping it at home. So when they get to see it and experience it, they get to feel things that we don't normally feel always. So it's, there is so much texture. There's so much like it's fascinating. It's you almost want to touch it. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Next, please.
True.
So yeah, these are again, some whirling dervishes with birds, with some calligraphy on it, some texture, and basically playing with a lot of different colors. I think I'm
Yes.
very fond of blues and yellows for some reason, and
Yes.
I think sometimes I try not to use them and using something else, but then I again end up using the same color
Yeah, no,
palette
you should
somehow.
work
So
with what you love, what calls
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what's happening in here as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
next please. Yeah, you can see the same. Yeah, a lot of whirling
Yeah.
dervishes.
Definitely a pattern in your art, mashallah. Yeah.
Yeah, the phrase kun fayakun on one of them,
Yeah.
phrase who, a mosque in the background. I used inspiration from the Turkish mosque in here, using the same architecture and some world. This is a bit different because you can see in the whirling dervishes they are not. You can see reflection of the background in them. So I
Yes.
try to use this style to give it bit more movement, bit
Great.
more. Yeah, it's not try to make it more 3D probably.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
really works. It really works. So if I can ask you a question, what advice would you give yourself, your younger self, about art if you were just experimenting, maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago,
Oh,
if you
that's
could
such a
speak
nice
to?
question. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think like I said, I need to step out of my shy zone and
Good.
not be afraid of creating and, try different mediums, try different styles and be bold. And I
Yeah.
think every artwork is individual and even imperfections make it more unique sometimes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is something I would like to tell myself.
So being bold, experimenting, don't be so shy. Yeah, no, it's all great advice. I think this is every budding artist should take that on. Just really kind of share yourself, and you'll get negative feedback sometimes, but lots of times people will be touched, moved, and inspired like they are with your art. So yeah, Thank you. Thank you so much, Mahvish. It's really
So
great
yeah,
that you
if we
shared.
can move a bit forward, and yeah, this is one. I'll go a bit quicker now. So this is one of my exhibition. This is another in
Right.
Victoria Baths. The next one,
Mashallah.
yeah.
Lovely
The next,
space, isn't it, for art?
this one is one of my exhibition in
Wow.
Salford, and I
Great.
presented my painting, which the title was "The Universe Within." So
Yes. Great. Great.
next one, please. Yeah, this was when I was invited by a forum to speak about women in art, and I spoke about especially being a Muslim woman in art, and it's
Fabulous.
yeah. Next one,
I
please.
think there's so many amazing artists who are just shy and don't feel brave enough. So you sharing that, and there being institutions and organizations that promote women in art, all forms of art, is such a fabulous thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is a bit different from my usual work. So it's a miniature depicting the story of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal.
Mashallah.
So
Wow.
I presented it at Castlefield Art Gallery, and I was invited to speak about it as well, to tell them the story of the great love story of the Mughal emperor and his wife.
Yes.
So it's all about that. A lot of
Great.
miniature, a lot of story going on in there.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Next one, please.
Are these on display anywhere still?
The collection is at my home currently.
Okay, so you're going to share it though with the world when the opportunity arises, inshallah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
inshallah. This one is again another opportunity to exhibit my work at Victoria Baths in Manchester. Yeah.
Right.
Next one, please. And this one, Tessa organized exhibition
Yes.
at Whitworth Art Gallery. So these are the memories from
Brilliant.
there. And the corner one is in the next slide. I'll tell you a bit more about it.
Yeah.
Next.
And so we'll have to move on soon to the next. We're
So this
very
is
short on
about,
time.
yes, that's why.
So.
Next one, please, the last one. Yeah, so this one is the award-winning painting. So I got
Yes,
the
mashallah.
MACFEST Calligraphy Award in 2024. It's
Great.
a painting
Yeah.
that will always be very, very dear to my heart. It was a very difficult choice to make when I had to submit the painting to MACFEST. And I selected it because it had probably not visible in the slide, but it has a lot of texture. I think I used 6 or 7 layers of work on it.
Great. Great.
Yeah,
Mashallah, it says. Mashallah. Yeah, it's great.
It means if God wills, but it is also a phrase that is used in Arabic to phrase to praise or admire somebody or something.
Yeah, to acknowledge that something is beautiful or absolutely. Okay, so thank you so much, Mahvish. Thank you for sharing the art. So those people who are on the call, if you have any questions from Mahvish, please send them through the message board. Now we're going to move on to our next fabulous artist. The next artist is Carol. So I'd like to invite Carol back to the call. So Carol is I love Carol's work because I grew up in a family of tailors. My grandfather was a tailor, my father was a tailor, my mother was a tailoress. And Carol worked as a bachelor's art degree in fashion, but she's also explored beyond that. And so she worked with all she learned with the arts degree in fashion, but tried to express more, explore more. She was brave. She tried things out, which I love, which we talk about. And so she was also shortlisted for a Women's Art Prize in London in 2024. And her art is inspired by the beauty of woman, the beauty of nature, and her culture. And so I'd like to invite Carol onto the call, please. And so Carol, wa alaikum salam. Thank you so much for being on the call, and thank you for honoring us with your art. So if you could share a little bit about I mentioned that you went to, you had a degree in fashion, but share more. Share with us your journey so you can inspire others.
Yeah, I mean, it did start off as a hobby, and it was like being therapy for me in the last 7 years. And I've managed to develop from being taught fashion illustration. I did a lot of fashion illustration at university, and I've managed to develop that into more figurative painting, which I absolutely love doing. It's like my
Yes.
to the only thing with figurative painting is that it's quite challenging because when you produce paintings that are smaller, to get the
Yes.
figure in such a intricate, detailed way is not easy to do. But when
Yes.
I do the paintings in a larger canvas, I
Yes.
manage to, you know, portray the women in a more kind of poetic way. You know, it's
True. What mediums do you use when you're comparing large to small? So what do you use? Do you use
I love acrylics. I mean, it's my
acrylics? Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing I put on the canvas always. It's
Yes.
my go-to. You know, like I love acrylic inks. You know, like
Yes.
poralized acrylic inks because they give
Yes.
beautiful a shine and quality to the painting,
True.
and
True.
combining them with acrylics and then
Yes.
using them in such an abstract way. And sometimes when I stand back after it's dried up, the
Yeah.
background,
Yes.
sometimes you get all these like little cracks and you
Yes.
know, in the paint as it
I love
dries.
those. I mean, do you like? Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
I wasn't meant to do it. It just happens on its own.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drying.
So you're
And
like a witness for your painting. You're just painting itself, but you're just a witness and moving the brushes. Yeah.
yeah, well, I like to use a lot of, I mean, I use a lot of where I put the acrylic down on the canvas and then I just spray it with water and let it
Yeah.
pour and
Yeah.
making sure to use other mediums like I have what they call, it's like a gold powder. It's a
Yes.
metallic gold powder that you can buy anywhere in, you know,
Yeah. Yes.
online. And it's got such a beautiful quality because when
Mm,
it dries, it blends with the acrylics and then you get
true.
this beautiful effect because I like shine. I like to produce a shine to my painting so that when you move the painting in different lights, it
Yeah.
changes. You know,
Totally.
it changes
Totally. Have you
yeah.
heard of a paint called interference?
No, what is
Make a
that?
note of that. Well, I'll tell you afterwards, but what it does, it interferes with the color underneath.
Oh,
And it's
right.
fascinating. So I'm giving away a big secret here to all the people who have called in. I use that a lot, and it's really amazing because as you walk past the painting, the colors will appear and disappear as you come at different angles. So it's very difficult to get hold of now, but you can still get hold of it, you know, from
Oh,
eBay or something. Interference, De La Rowney. Fascinating, you know, beautiful, beautiful paints. So
I
share
love
with that.
oil.
Yes,
My go-to is oil, but more to mixable oil. I
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
I like
true.
prefer more to
But I
mixable.
find oil takes so long to work with. It just like, yeah, I did a piece last year for somebody. I thought it would take a month. It took 6 months because every time I went to check the oil, it was still wet, even after like 3-4 weeks. And I was like, oh my God. And you have to really wait for each layer to dry. And so it's acrylic's much easier, but oil is much more alive, I find.
Yeah, it
So you can
blends
really
well.
work, and you can work with it weeks after you lay it on. It's just fascinating to work. So what other advice would you give to budding artists who are, you know, so we talked about your medium, you use acrylic, you use water. Acrylic with water is great because the colors blend and mix beautifully. What other advice would you give to artists who haven't trust themselves to be out there yet, but would like to?
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing about teaching yourself, if you've not gone to college to do it, you can
Mm,
actually learn online. That's how I learned. I'll
yeah,
follow abstract artists.
yeah.
Some of them have books. There's a famous artist called Sandra Joanne Wilson, and she has
Yes.
them amazing. I don't know if you've seen her online. She's on
I,
Instagram. And she does,
I've seen it on Instagram, yeah.
yeah, she does
Yeah.
an amazing
So
tutorials.
we're getting requests coming through to actually see your art. People are curious. So if we could, Katerina, if we could, show some of Carol's fabulous art. Oh, there we are.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
is the
So talk us through.
yeah, this is the winning painting called Melike, which means queen in Arabic.
Yes.
And when I started off this painting, I wanted to portray the beauty of the Muslim veiled woman. So she's got
Yeah.
almost like a princess quality. She looks like a, you know, like a Middle Eastern princess, like
Absolutely. Yeah.
And she's got that kind of quality. But I did want to make sure I focused on making it as abstract as possible. I didn't want to do it in a traditional style. I don't like to get an image and then just copy it. That's what I do. I absolutely move away from. So I love to do. The first thing I did with this one is the black is striking, as you can see, the background.
Yes,
black.
yes.
It's so strikingly strong this is acrylic ink. And what I've done is I've mixed it with acrylic paint, but in the background to the right, you can see stenciling work, which I did using a medium called string gel. I don't know if you've heard of string gel.
Yes, yes, I have. But
Yeah.
yeah. Tell us about string gel briefly, so people who are curious can yeah.
Right, it looks like glue, basically. But what happens with string gel is, say you use it in a stenciling format. So you'd put the stencil down on the canvas, and then you would use the string gel to stencil the outline of the pattern. And then you'd remove the stencil. And then when it dries, what happens with string gel is when you paint over the string gel, the areas that are stenciled do not take the color. So you've got this kind of transparent quality, which you can see if you look closely at the painting. Sorry, you can't tell from the picture, but if you look on my Instagram, you can see it more, in more detail.
Quickly share your Instagram handle so anybody curious.
The painting is in front of me. I can actually just move it towards the painting.
Yes.
Let's see if I can. Yeah. So. Right. You can see, like,
brilliant. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that you see the flowers. They're all where the string is.
Yes.
And it's not. You see, it's not taken the red completely. When I put the red paint down, it's kind of like left it white in areas, and that's what achieves.
That's what I loved about it as well. Just it's very hard to see online with the small screen that I have, but we can go on Instagram and zoom in, and then we get a chance to see. But actually seeing it is fabulous. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Let's
you can
see
a lot of. I love using gold leaf in so many different colors, and I think I've achieved a beautiful effect. Again, using stencils for the gold leaf, and I've used the vibrant red colors, because if you look at women in the Arabian veils, the traditional dress, they have a lot of these bright colors when they're dressing.
Absolutely.
With the contrast of the black as well.
That's where I see your fashion training comes in. Your art, fashion art training. Yeah, great. So what advice would you give to people because I know for a fact there's so many people out there who create also absolutely beautiful art, but are just shy and don't want to share it in case of something. So share with us a bit of your journey on really kind of like getting your art out there, because I think the more beautiful art there is out there, the more beautiful the world will be, and the more happier we'll be, and the more society will work. So please,
just don't be afraid to experiment. Take inspiration from life. I mean, don't just like get a picture and copy it. Think art that has meaning to you. Like maybe you've got childhood memories. You've got things to do with what you were passionate about when you were younger, what you remember, what did you love, and I think that's a lot of my inspiration comes from childhood nostalgia, so and I think
one thing just occurred to me. What the best art course I ever did was how to paint really badly. and it was beautiful, and over the space of a week I painted like 80 paintings, because there was no pressure to paint a painting that everybody would go, wow, that's amazing. And I just painted for myself, and through that process of experimenting, exploring, lots of my art practice came through that without any pressure to actually be acknowledged or create something amazing. So I always tell people just try and paint really badly and see what comes out as well. And then as we play and explore that, you know, something beautiful, who we are inside starts expressing itself like it does with your fabulous art. I'm in love with your art. It's amazing.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, such a lovely
Brilliant.
thing to say. It's such an honor to win the prize.
No, it's well deserved. Absolutely well deserved.
Oh,
So
thank
well
you.
deserved. So is there anything else you'd like to share before we move on to the next artist?
Show the slides and then I'll talk through the
Sure.
slides. Of course.
Obviously, we're running slightly short on time. Sorry about that. So we're going to move quickly through if that's okay. But please do share because they're well deserved to see your fabulous art.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is one of the paintings that is sitting in my mum's lounge wall on the wall. It's a massive painting. I've forgotten the name of it because I've got so many paintings. I actually forget what the name of each one is. But this one is just inspired by the beauty of women, and some of them have meaning, my paintings. Some of them I just wanted to create just to experiment, see how I could paint the faces, because I'm kind of teaching myself how to the color tone of the skin tone. And I think the way I've combined so much mixed media in this one as well, you can almost see when if you focus, zoom in into the painting, you can see to the right is actually stencils of butterflies and grapes. So it's got like almost like paradise look about it. It's
true. You know, so true.
Heavenly, but
sometimes I see lots of the inspiration from the early impressionists.
Yes, exactly.
So much coming through.
Yeah, like I used to love looking at Edgar Degas.
Yeah.
Chagall is one of my favorites.
Chagall and his goats are just some of my favorite things in the world as well. Just I love that, and that really comes through, that same energy. You've really achieved it.
Oh, thank you. Let me go on to the next one. Yeah. Oh, this is just a brief outline of my objectives, which I've already spoken about. The next one.
Yes.
And the next one. Yeah, so I've already talked about my love of combining acrylic and oil paint, and also lots of different mediums. I mean, there are so many mediums out there, but you need to try and learn. My advice is to learn how to use them. And there's I use molding paste, I use crackling paste in my work. I use all sorts of bead gel, which is amazing. It creates such beautiful textures if you use all these kind of. They're all available.
I have a question. So, could anybody reach out to you on Instagram with a message to ask about the different things you use? Because I find it all so great, but there's so much there. It's
a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. I mean, I have learned so many new techniques. I've experimented a lot. That's how I've kind of managed to achieve my own style, which is what I love. I mean, I love doing collage. My favorite thing is collage. And with collage, I use what they call Chinese rice paper.
Yes.
You can buy a roll, you know, and I just put it into like A4 sheets, and I can print on it. And then when you've printed an image on it, you can actually manipulate the image by painting over it, and even using different mediums on top of the Chinese paper, like the string gel, and it achieves the most beautiful transparent qualities that I can collage in my work.
Great. Fabulous. I haven't tried it. I'm going to try that out next week with Chinese rice paper. I've seen it in rolls at the art store.
Manchester, yeah. The
Brilliant.
next one. Yeah. I'll go on to the next painting.
Great.
Oh, this is one that I did a while back. It was just it was obviously the look of the China. It has a lot of meaning in it. There's a lot of writing in the painting,
Yeah.
Chinese, which means
And dragons. I see dragons.
it's
Wow.
wealth and happiness or something like that in the right. And it's just got the most beautiful fabric. I've used fabric in this one, actually. I used a lot printed. What I used to do in my early years is I used to get stencils and print the stencils, acrylic onto the stencils.
Yes.
If you see the cherry blossoms, that's all fabric. So it's organza, like transparent organza.
Yes.
Put on, and then I cut them all out and then collage them, and it gives this beautiful effect. And you see the sailboat at the bottom,
Yes, on the bottom right, yeah.
That was a special kind of, I can't remember what they call it because I've not used it since because it's quite toxic. It's not, it's like they use it for porcelain and things like that. And it's got a shiny feel about it. It's like a what they call like an enamel. So it's shiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've not.
Fascinating.
It's been
You're
a long
getting
time.
lots and lots of feedback on the comments.
Yeah.
People
And
are very,
also,
very moved by your art.
I'll go on to the next because there's so many I want to talk about. Yeah.
Okay.
So this one is.
Well, we are running slightly short of time, so we're gonna. I'm really sorry. Yeah, but yeah, carry on. I love hearing about this. Yeah.
I'll talk about my favorite piece because I'm really intrigued by it, which is the last painting. We move on to the last one, which is called Ghalia, which means valuable.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Oops.
It's the one with the belly dancer on it. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yes.
This is my favorite one that I've done in the last 6 months. I absolutely adore because it's so personal.
You're not alone. I think many people absolutely adore it. Wow.
It's called Ghalia, which means valuable in Arabic. And it depicts Kulthum, who was the most famous, prolific Egyptian singer, who everyone absolutely loves to this day. And to show her entourage with her. And I think I've painted that quite successfully in oils.
You have. Yeah. Wow.
You've got the sense of her, how they were. If you see pictures of them, they are so alike, you know. And also, a lot of mixed media in this one. I mean, there's so much meaning in this painting. Like the collage pieces, you can see. If you look to the bottom left, where the belly dancer's standing, there's a little image, a picture of Jamal Abdel Nasser, who was the most famous president of Egypt in the time of the film. He was actually friends of hers. They were very good friends. And so it's so nice to incorporate that kind of mixed media with the collage because it's got meaning. And on top of the stained glass window where the circle is, you know, where it's got the round stained glass. It's got music notes, which obviously depict the atmosphere of the painting, the music, because she was famous for producing the most beautiful love songs in the Arab world.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I know it well. Are these paintings on display anywhere? Or
no, at home here.
So you're another one who's keeping all your fabulous artwork that belongs to the world at home. But yeah, I think if opportunities came to display it, you would, I'm sure.
Oh, inshallah, I will. I hope.
Inshallah.
Yeah. And I just want to say that on top of the stained glass window, you can see in Arabic writing, the writing says Aruh Limin, which means where shall I go? One of her most famous songs.
Yes.
So you can see there's a lot of meaning, and the way I've used the different contrasting colors, I think is beautiful.
It is. That's fabulous. You can sit in front of that painting all day and still find something new after hours.
I adore this one. I mean, it took me about a month to do each one, but I enjoyed doing it. I love doing it. Yes.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much for sharing your art and your we're going to share your Instagram page as well, so everyone gets a chance to.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, on your Instagram, you'll share if you're exhibiting the art anyway, won't you? So people get a chance. I think experiencing it is different from just seeing it on a little screen or something.
Keep applying all the time, but I
Yeah.
have difficulty getting in. Like I applied to Home Open Call, and
Yeah.
I didn't through because there's so much competition out there at the
True.
moment.
But your chance will come. I think it's all part of it's maktub as well. Some of it is written. You put the intention, you put the effort in, you've created beauty. So inshallah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Carol.
Pleasure to talk to
And
you.
pleasure's all mine. If anybody has any questions for Carol, please put them in the comments. And we're going to move to our last artist for today's panel, the fabulous Aaqib, the artist. So if we can get Aaqib on the call. Thank you for your patience, Aaqib.
No worries. You can carry on.
I was so excited. So what shall I actually I'm going to let you talk about your art. I'm going to let you introduce yourself, because I mean, just sitting there with your artwork behind you is a great introduction already. And but okay, space, architecture, really important. Spaces we live in, we work in, we exist in, that's inspired you from all over the world. And you've created some amazing, totally unique, experiential is how I describe your art. It's like you have to be there. You can see through it, behind it, inside it, and it's amazing. I love it. So please share with us about your art.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Warm welcomes. My name is Aaqib. I'm a Leicester-based artist, and alhamdulillah, this practice came about by mistake while studying architecture. I was studying Islamic architecture in my second year, and I just happened to study the Alhambra, and I came across the geometric pattern, the art and architecture, and I was so fascinated. Like, wow, I didn't know Islamic architecture is this. I just thought it's just masjid, mosque, and that's it. It's nothing to do with anything else. And that was it. That was the journey kind of started, and I created a piece by mistake, kind of layering depth. And I thought, let's see what this goes to. And it was just 3-4 years of just experimenting and practicing, and that led to the architectural art. And alhamdulillah, primarily work with wood. And I always say that I try to experiment. I don't have a fixed thing that I work with, just one kind of style. I always love to experiment with different ideas, different technology, incorporating lights, or try the classical art style, have the wooden marker tree or some sort of style, so try and incorporate everything and alhamdulillah, yeah, it's just
you work a lot with wood, and I love that.
It's primarily, I would say, 100% wood.
Okay, good. Yeah, so solely with, but it's beautiful because you got this living texture that came from the earth, that is now such. So if you could see some of your art, you can see it behind you as you're sitting there with the lights going on. But let's what kind of wood do you use? Somebody's asking.
So I'll just show you this one. It's infinite. So basically, as soon as you put your head through it, it just lights up and infinitely kind of just goes about. I use mostly poplar plywood.
Okay.
So poplar plywood, the reason being poplar is quite easy to grow, and it's quite environment friendly for if you kind of have it. So that's the reason I use poplar, and it's quite easy to work with rather than other sort of plywood. And it comes out really plain white finish, which I use different wood stains and just give different color palettes.
Yeah. And that comes amazing. Please show us some more. Oh my God, mashallah. How beautiful is that?
Depth, try to create sculptures.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see. So this one is, I try to go 3 dimensions, so try to have a different pattern on each of the sculptures. I want to have a freestanding sculpture. But yeah, I'm just primarily just try different style.
So you experiment a lot, but it really turns out really, really well. Or are you like me? Do you have like 30 pieces lying in the corner, hidden from everyone, that didn't turn out well. And which is
I've
part of the
got
process. Never be afraid
100%.
of creating bad work,
No,
because it helps you to really kind of refine your art. And your art is so fine as well. You
thank
are,
you.
for me, you're a fine artist of like a very high caliber, and it's beautiful. Yeah. So show us some more. Show us your studio.
So
And
yeah, this is kind of the studio where I have all my artwork. This is the experimental phase. So this is
Great.
where when I do all my experiment, I just have it on this table because just to see what could work with. So I tried to make a wooden box. So I wanted to use the geometric pattern, but I wanted to try to get
Mashallah.
seamless finish.
Yeah.
So trying to make a wooden box and sculptures, light up pieces, clocks, all different.
Batman. Do I see Batman?
Yeah, so this was, I love Batman, right?
So do I.
So,
So do I. Yeah.
so this one is on a canvas actually.
Oh,
And then
mashallah.
what I did was I cut out on the top layer of the canvas, and you can see it's like 8 layers of plywood going in the canvas. So it's 2D from the front.
Wow. Oh,
Because
that is
it
amazing.
goes
from
into
up
depth
close.
from inside.
I'd buy that. Yeah.
So yeah, it was an experimental phase, and I tried. So I can't paint. I am terrible at painting. But I've tried painting. So because I can't paint, so I thought, let me see what I could do with it.
Yeah. No, it works. It really, really works. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So this painting I'm keeping it because it's one of my first ever painting / laid off I've made, and I think I made this back in 2017, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's some of them, and these are. So what I'm trying to experiment right now is trying to make double-sided artwork. So I don't know if you can see this one.
Yeah,
But
and then you
you
turn
see
it around.
when you see one pattern on one side, and then you see a different pattern on the other side.
Mashallah. So you can hang that on the window. So
No, so this is
from
like
both
a sculpture.
Okay.
So it's a freestanding sculpture, right? Where you just kind of have it on the table, and then you can see all directions. So I'm trying to experiment more in a way that I want to go back into more architecture, I would say, where I want to create a door where you have a door where you can see one art from one side and you see another painting, different art. So when you walk through, you see different, you're seeing art, but it's a functional artwork. So that's where I'm trying to go for. And what also I'm trying to do right now is experimental. I'm creating table pieces. So this is a design for a coffee table right now. Sorry about this.
Great.
But yeah, so just create a coffee table. So yeah, my target in the next 2-3 years is trying to make it more functional artwork where you can actually not just have it on your wall, but use it every day, where you can able to appreciate the artwork. Because what I've realized, one thing is, for me personally, that whenever I have artwork, for the first couple of weeks or a few months, I'll appreciate it. Then after, just you don't really notice it's just there. It's one of them things. Because you don't really...
I think all the other artists will say the same, is that we take it for granted almost.
Yeah, 100%. So that's why I thought, okay, if I want to draw a line, then if I make them functional where you have to use it every day, then that way at least you can appreciate it more and see, get to be part of your life rather than just in a way. I don't know if you...
So where can people experience your art? Because your art has to be experienced. It's just exceptional. Are there places? Are you exhibiting? I'll ask that for the other artists as well, if you could share.
So I had last exhibition I did was in London in Zadwell for Interfaith Light exhibition. So I had one piece there, and at the moment I'm not exhibiting anywhere, but I'm working just through commissions. I just not have time to experiment or showcase. But I do have people coming into my studio, and more than welcome to have a look.
I'm so happy that you're getting commissions. It's like it's the bread and butter of artists, and your work deserves to be in people's homes and in people's offices, and it's beautiful, mashallah. Wow.
So that was the winning piece for the MACFEST award.
And that you can't see it on screen, but it's all layered and layered and layered with these colors coming through. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing.
So this whole collection was part of my Moroccan journey. So I was in Morocco for like a few weeks traveling. So most of this, then what I did was while I was there, I was taking photograph and deconstructing the geometric patterns. And I
Yes.
got around 60 different Islamic geometric patterns. And my plan was to
Wow.
make 60 different artwork. I got to 3 and kind of stopped.
I've been there. Yeah.
Afterwards. But yeah, so the plan is that I want to do like a collection of the Maghribi collection where I just want to show the artwork from Morocco, like from the East, from the African nation, and
Mashallah,
the pattern
mashallah.
from there, and incorporate
Yeah.
some sort of layered element to the design rather than just having a 2D, just one layer
Yeah.
of geometric, just give it. And what it does is that from far, it gives an impression of it's something, but when you get closer, then you see the details, and then you really see, oh wow, okay, this
That's
is
what I
different.
was talking about earlier, and I love that
Yeah,
about your art, because you can actually really you can be 5 centimeters from it and see stuff that you wouldn't see from 1 foot away from it. It's
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah, it's just there's so much depth, and it is fully 3D.
yeah. It's like
Mashallah.
I remember once in the exhibition, I had someone just sitting in one
Yeah.
spot for like 20 minutes, just staring, and I was like,
Yeah.
do I approach this person? Do I talk to them? I just like let it be, and I'll have a chat afterwards, and just getting
I
after.
I
Sorry.
wanted to do that, but I was too shy.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah.
I did approach him, and they just said, yeah, it was just fascinating because
Mm.
everywhere I'm standing, I'm seeing completely something different. It's not the
Yeah.
same. So the perspective changes depending on where you're standing.
Right.
So yeah, it was. Then I thought, okay, it's for me. I don't really associate much meaning to my artwork. For me, it's just a process, a therapeutic way that
Yeah.
I like making something, and this is all I've done for all my life. I've not done anything else.
It's
So
great.
alhamdulillah.
It's great.
So yeah.
But you can acknowledge that for other people who aren't you, that your work is different level, experientially sublime. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just wow, mashallah, mashallah.
Inshallah. And I think there's a video of like the process of me just choosing the color. So this is me just choosing the color palette. So I've got like 28 different color palettes, I would say, different wood stains, which
Yes,
then I just kind of pick out, okay, which layer would work the best. So like
yeah,
I've organized them recently in a carousel where I can have like all my wood stain in different styles. So I can just pick out the color, which one I
yeah,
need, and just choose.
great, great.
But yeah, that's one of the the process is quite tedious because it's a lot of I use laser cutter. So I started with using a scroll saw, but then there was no consistency where some of the layers and design has to have consistency and the pattern has to match. When I use the scroll saw, hand saw, couldn't get accurate
Ah,
cuts.
yeah,
So then it took like one work took almost like 3-4 weeks just to cut it out. One layer. So that's why I'm like, laser cutter would be my best friend at
yeah.
the
No, it
moment.
makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah,
And so yeah,
but
so it's just
if you're doing it large scale, you could do it by hand. But such fine, intricate work
yeah. So what
is
I try to do is I like to keep. I've got a ratio, so I don't go over 3 mil thickness each of the design. They're
yes,
between 2 to 3 mil thick. That's it. So it's quite thin, and that's
yeah,
where the depth really kicks in. Because I experimented with like a 4 to 6 mil plywood, and when I lay
yeah,
them, it doesn't look nice. So the best option was 3 to 4 mil. And when you stack them up together, then you can see the detail, but it's just one of those that draws you close enough
yes, yeah,
to
absolutely.
appreciate the artwork more than. And it's just one of them that you just look at. Okay, I need to see it from close up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
So,
It's
okay,
just.
what advice would you give yourself if you were starting out today?
Ooh, honestly, I think I get scared of sharing my work, I would say. One thing is I think I would love to don't get scared. I overthink when I'm sharing. Like it's not right. I'm a perfectionist. If I don't have something right, like the table that I showed you has been work in progress for 4 years.
Yeah,
And I've not really showed it to anyone. And everyone who came to the studio had an open studio. They're like, "Oh, we love it. It's amazing." I'm like, "But it's not finished because I see imperfections."
mm,
So I would say just share the work. And
I don't mean any offense with this when I say this, but if you're not sharing your work, you're being selfish. Because it's keeping God's given you a skill, talent, and inspiration to create something so beautiful. With all the artists here today, if you're not sharing your work, you're being selfish. But don't be selfish. I always tell artists, just like, but absolutely spot on what you said. So share. But carry on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, absolutely. So I would say, just share your work. Another thing I realize is, especially I come back, I'm a first generation Indian, so I was born in India. So when we come from India, we're like, our original route that we had to go through some sort of, so like business or engineering or something, where you can be settled in the UK. So dropping architecture and going to full-time artists was difficult initially, but it kind of opened a door for the siblings and people who look up to me, say, oh yeah, do you know what, we could be artists. And in my community, I know so many amazing artists. They are very talented, but because they have a mindset that, no, I need to be settled and I need to be earning, and I think they don't see art as a way of earning money. So I would definitely say
we
that
had the same story. My father banned me from being an artist. And I had to study engineering, medicine, or like not architecture, but I ended up studying medicine and teaching medicine. And 10 years I did that, and then I gave it up and moved to Damascus 26 years ago, to study classical Arabic calligraphy. Wow. And until my father passed away, he was convinced I was on drugs, because no Asian son in their right mind would give up medicine to become an artist.
100% on that one.
And I had exhibitions, like major exhibitions. I'd take him along and thank him, and people would shake his hand. And every time he'd enjoy it, but next day he'd say, look, now it's time to get a proper job again.
I still have that.
Yeah. But it's beautiful, because you, like me doing that, and you doing that, you're opening a pathway for young people to say, okay, and your work is, all the artists today, your work is fabulous, I mean, my favorite is Carol's because of the fashion and for the layers and stuff, but your is fabulous. It's all fabulous. And, Mahvish as well. But it's it'll give others, young people, the opportunity to say, oh, I can do that as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And then we need artists. We need artists in the world, like creative people, not just painters or like you with working with wood. Like we got people like Kesra who share stories that move, touch, and inspire us. Theater, music, everything. It's just So the 100%. More, So sorry, I interrupted you again. But
no. So now I get approached by some of the fathers in the community. It's like, oh, my son wants to do this, my son wants to do that.
Wow.
I get to kind of advise some of the, like, they genuinely want to get into some sort of design field or some sort of art related field, whether it might be graphic design or something design related. And I would say, like, 15 years ago, it was very difficult. Like when I started in 2014, it was like but now I see a lot of people, a lot of youngsters, like they do want to pursuing careers in art, architecture, so that way it kind of makes me like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm kind of in the right direction.
I believe as well with you, because you work, I mean, we all work with our hands. Now, the whole design industry is going towards AI.
Yeah.
You should give a prompt and get a fulfilled design, flyer, everything now. But AI can't cut and choose the colors to do the layers with you. It has to be a human being.
100%.
That's why I think all our careers are safe, so to speak, because we do practical work with our hands without giving a prompt or something. Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's a blessing in disguise as well. I use a lot of AI in terms of I'm dyslexic, so for me to write up for anything about my work is very difficult. It's like before I have my baby brother, he literally sits there and he'll write everything for me. But now, because the AI has come in, so now I can do a lot of the prompt in terms of the text, what to say, all through AI, and it's made my life easy in that way. So it depends on how you use, isn't it? It can't be replaced. We can't replace human, and we can't replace the talent or the craftsmanship or the painting, the traditional side.
Absolutely.
It can never be replaced. But
so
I have my next plan is that I've ordered a pen plotter because I want to draw and incorporate some sort of painting on my work as well.
Yeah.
I've tried it for many years. Again, as you said, the course where I bad art and my paintings are always been terrible. So I've ordered a pen plotter where my plan is to make the work digitally and get the pen plotter to kind of paint it with the machine, so that way I can get the accuracy that I'm really looking for at the same. So I'm not really. So I want to incorporate where the traditional side, but using the technology, so that way is the east to the west kind of the bridge.
So use the technology as a tool
Yeah.
to achieve something rather than giving it, like the imperative to create itself. It's like everything's a tool. I will use it for good, or we can use it for not so good. So a pen plotter is great. I've seen amazing pen plotters that actually climb up walls and will do calligraphy on walls and stuff. It's amazing. Technology is crazy. We're just stuff's coming out literally every day from China and from different places that are just like mind-blowing.
100%.
But to keep on top of that and keep our ethics and our kind of keep it authentic, because what I love about all the artists today is real art doesn't have to be technically brilliant, but it has to be done. There has to be a human element in it, done by a human, and that's what we recognize when we experience the art, is the humanity that's behind everything. Yeah, so you have plotted everything, and you've cut everything, and you've layered everything. You've chosen this, chosen that, and it's beautiful. You can tell a human being did that. So in Mahvish's piece, that one with the layers and textures and everything, it was so great because a real person did this, so I can relate to it, and I could do that too if I wanted to, if I choose to, and practice and explored. I did it really badly first. Yeah. So
that's me in a nutshell.
Great. So let's get all the other artists maybe back on board. And do we have any? I mean, Carol, do you want to share anything else? Mahvish, is a question that came through for you. What mediums do you love working with most? Because you mentioned acrylic and watercolor before. Now you're tending more towards acrylic now. But are there any other mediums you like working with? And for all of you, the question keeps coming through. Where can we see your art?
So for me, we've got open studio. So where I'm based currently, we have around 35 artists in the studio space, or 30.
Is that in Leicester?
This is in Leicester. So we've got open studio, I think it's on the 23rd of this month. Let me double check. So I think it's on the 23rd, where it's from 11 or 10 till 4. You could come and visit every artist in the space. We've got textile fashion designers, tattoo artists, traditional painters, sculptures, glasswork. Everything we've got. So in this building, we've got quite a few artists where you can have a conversation with as well. But I think it's on the 23rd in Leicester.
Great.
So for
Mahvish,
my question, so although I like to experiment, but for my forever favorite is watercolor. I like the unpredictable nature, the spontaneous nature of watercolor, and when the beam of light passes through the pigment and reflects the texture of the paper and how we can achieve magical results in it. So it's always been my favorite. And regarding where they can see my work is, I have an Instagram page called Fankada_M. So a lot of my work is displayed on there.
Great.
Probably I look into starting a website as well. So
Good. Thank you. Yeah, that was great. That's great. Have you ever tried gouache, acrylic gouache?
I haven't yet, but when we spoke about it,
Turner do acrylic with gouache mixed together, and the colors come out really beautifully. Maybe for Carol as well. Carol, because you mix up everything, don't you? It's fabulous. Yeah. So Carol, where can we see your art?
At the moment, I've got the Instagram page, which is Amora Rassama, which means love painter. So you can see in detail the different processes that I've gone through, because I do kind of like step by step. I try sometimes to, videos of how I go about the technique. Sometimes I do that. I've not got any exhibitions coming up at the moment, But inshallah, hopefully in future, I pray that something might come up.
Great,
Inshallah.
great. Thank you. Oh, I forgot. Kasra wanted me to share some of my art. So I've actually got it on my screen here. I'm going to turn the camera around. So if I can do that, let's see. There we are. So this is typical.
Oh,
This is my wall. It's got everything on it. But this is my studio. And so I try to, when I finished my calligraphy course in Damascus, my teacher asked me, what are you going to do now? And I said, I'm going to go out there and change calligraphy in the world forever. That's a nukta. That's actually calligraphic. The dot on the Bismillah. So it's all, I combine photographs with geometries. I love the bright colors. Love the geometries here. That's Metatron's cube there. And just, Noor there, Allah, and just keeping it simple and beautiful. So that's typical of my work. There's thousands and thousands of more pieces that I've done over the last 25 years. And I've done everything in between. But just, I want to share quickly. So I was going to check if there's any questions. I don't think we have. Do we have any questions? Or maybe Katerina?
I do have
you
one
have a
question. Yes.
Yes.
I've got a question for you
Oh,
about
me?
the
Okay.
winning artworks of these
Yeah.
three artists here. Could you share one thing that you saw in each of those works that, gave them the winning
Oh,
place? What was it that
okay.
you saw in them?
With Carol's, it was Carol's work sublime. Carol, with the way what I love about Carol, she does mixed media, which is you combine things that you wouldn't normally combine sometimes, and it really works. I love that. I found it so inspiring with Carol's work, where we have that mixed media. I was like, oh wow, I could do that. I could put that together. I wouldn't even think of that. I love that. That I found so inspiring. Mahvish it was just, it's different on screen, but when you look at it in real life, and you almost want to touch it and feel the textures and layers, and and I love that the calligraphy was perfectly imperfect, and I mean that as a compliment. It was just so beautifully done. It was really human, and it wasn't technically like a master calligrapher would do, but it's easy to read. It's done very competently, but I love that it's just done by a real person. Does it make sense? And Aaqib's, I could sit in front of his art for hours and hours and just get closer and go further away. There's so many layers, but I love how the whole process, he tries to create beauty. And I can see, like, if you look at lots of his work, there's so much thought and experimentation that went into getting the final piece. That's why I asked Aaqib about, do you have 40 pieces sitting out of you? That
all
didn't work.
experiment pieces at the back here, all
Yeah,
that.
but those are so important,
Yeah.
so important. But then you have the final piece, and it really works. And you can. It's like you find yourself somehow in it, but you don't understand why. But you keep looking. It's like searching, And I love that. I love that about Aaqib's work.
When you were standing, did you see the different colors from the red, the blue, and the yellow?
Yeah,
When you, depending on where you
absolutely.
stand.
Yeah, so if you
Yeah.
move slightly, all the colors will change because they work on each other and
Yeah.
reflect each other. Remind me of that thing I recommended for Carol with interference paint.
Interference.
So you get like red, gold, blue, green, and what it is, you can't see it when you look at it straight on, but if you move to the side, gold will come up, or like red will come up, and it's I find it fascinating. It's like it makes you question yourself in a way. Did I see that right? And that's lovely when art holds a mirror up to you and just says, who are you actually? And that's lovely. And I found that in all the pieces. Thank you, Katerina. That was a great question. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, your work, Aaqib, actually made me think of one of the artists from Manchester. She used to be based at Rogue Studios. I don't know if you've heard about Liz West.
No.
So she works with color and with light. And so how do you go from there into, getting commissions internationally? So she creates site-specific works. And so when I look at yours, I'm thinking, yeah, all these new spaces that are being created in United Arab Emirates, the new
Yeah.
I think there's more than one when I was Googling it. New city, ecological place, sustainable place. I mean, your work would look fantastic over there.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
I could
Big
share
pieces.
just one glimpse of something I'm working on. It's
Yeah,
a
Yeah.
very, let me, how do I share? Okay, 1 second. Let me find that photo. But yeah, this is just a work in progress. It's been for past maybe year and a half now.
Beautiful. Wow.
Sorry, I'm just going through. Where is it?
That's not it though. All your work's beautiful.
we've got a message to all of you guys. Don't keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
The message.
Don't be
From Polly.
selfish, artists. Yeah. Thank you.
Labyrinth. I don't know where it is. Durham, AI, the Nur Tower, Silsila, Furniture.
This problem will only get worse finding files unless you learn to name them
Yeah,
now.
I don't know where it is.
I learned too late.
Nah.
After 10 years.
I don't know.
Losing
It's somewhere.
What is it? Describe it to us. So
It's basically the layered art. Do you know what? I've got a prototype here, so I can show you a prototype. But just
Great.
imagine you walking through this. Let me carry on.
Okay.
All right, so imagine this. This is the artwork on the floor. And the arches,
Oh my God.
this is
Wow.
big, like 40 meter, right? So each of this is about 20 meter. And it's just kind of a public space where you walk across. So imagine, so what my plan was that, do you know how geometric design is always too flat, 2D, and everything is just something full? So what I did was I got each of the shape, star shape, and what I did was I kind of on the software blended the two of the star together and created this like natural organic arches, which goes from one shape to another, and it changes in the middle. So in the middle there's like the change from like a square to the circle, and so basically it's just this where you'll be able to walk across, and then it's just kind of immersive art / architectural installation piece. So it's been.
Did you say 20 meters and 40 meters?
So yeah, so it's 40.
Wow.
It's 40 meter from one end to the other, and each of the sculpture is around 20, between 11 to 20 meters high. So where you can able to walk in, and it'll be all chrome plated. So it all shows us the reflection of the surrounding, so still blending in. So right now, I'm still working on a lot of the technical design. So yeah, it's just gonna be maybe another year and a half, 2 before I can actually get it somewhere. But it's working with a developer in the UAE to get a site-specific installation.
Mubarak. Yeah, that's great. It's great.
So yeah. So but yeah, that's
amazing. Well done.
Installation. Thank you. But yeah, apart from that, my plan I do want to go into sculptures, and for the past 2 years, year and a half, I've been doing site-specific installation for light festivals, and so that's been kind of great, working a different medium, a different style almost, but keeping the layered art as the main theme of the whole idea.
Fabulous. Thank you. Yeah. May you have unlimited success as we see your art everywhere, inshallah, for all of you.
I mean,
yeah. I forgot to ask Carol what advice she'd give her younger self. Probably because she looks so young already. But what advice would you give your younger self?
Well, when I was at school, I wasn't great academically because I came to this country when I was 7 years old and I didn't know a single word of English. So I really struggled at school. So I didn't do very well in my exams. But then when I got to about 16, I suddenly realized that I should have taken up art. And then I started drawing. And since that time, I've just had this passion for painting, drawing since that time at school. To be honest, when I went to my art foundation course, when it was only for a year, where we studied all aspects of art. We did sculpture, we did pottery, we did ceramics, but I always thought that I wanted to do painting, but I struggled in that course because it was so intensive, the course for only 6 months. And in the end, the teacher said that I was so struggling that I might not pass and I wasn't ever going to be a good artist.
Oh, no.
But in the end, I did pass. And I think I proved them wrong, didn't I?
Yes, I definitely proved them wrong.
I definitely proved that. And if they saw me now, they wouldn't believe it, because, after years of practice, you start to develop your own styles. And I think I just tell my younger self that I should have experimented more. Not like I used to take an image, like when I was at college, and say, right, I'm going to copy that exactly as it is. But then if you think about it, that's not art, that's just copying. That's like in the old days when the painters used to, they didn't have photography in the old days.
Yes, true.
How like when you see the paintings in the of the royalty and stuff, why they had painters painting them, because they didn't have photographs.
True,
so
true.
The great thing about my paintings is that I've experimented a lot, and I wish I'd done that earlier on, and I wish I'd actually.
I think that's with all three of you and with myself as well. Just like experiment, try things out that you suspect won't work, but you never know.
Yeah. I wish I'd not left it for so long. I left painting for over 20 years. I didn't even do any painting. I worked in retail. I stopped, I didn't go into fashion design. And then 7 years ago, I suddenly had time. So I thought, well, why don't I take this up again? And,
Thank God.
I'm glad I did it. I just love doing it. It's
great.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, totally. All right. So this has been a fascinating and beautiful conversation with our panel. I thank you all so much. And congratulations again for winning. Well deserved, all of you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to hand it over back to Katarzyna. Thank you, Katarzyna, for managing all the background as well. So it all worked out wonderfully. Thank you, Kasran. Thank you for everybody who just joined the call and witnessed, and for the questions and just being there for us. So so thank you, everyone. And Katarzyna,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Samir, for wonderful hosting. Thank you to our artists. Please continue to apply, Carol. There's always been the competition there. Just keep sending the applications. Keep sending. Don't count how many you have sent. It doesn't matter. It is what it is.
Curator Space, that's where you can find a lot of open call on Curator Space, where you can just go on.
I think they send me emails, but I didn't actually look into it. But I have heard of that Curator Space.
So that place has got quite a few open calls that you can apply, and for all sort of disciplines and mediums you can apply. And there's quite a few MoMA of arts. There's quite a few links that normally there's open calls all the time that you can just.
Yeah, there's a lot in London. I've noticed there is a lot in London, but it's not easy traveling into London, I'll carry on. Even in London, I can still apply. I mean, I love the women in arts. They're amazing, that group.
Especially, I think, apart from traveling, bringing on all the artwork, like my pieces are huge. Some are over a meter, in size. So it's really difficult carrying all that stuff to London and then bringing it back.
It's very
There's an
cool.
art service called Artbox, which I normally use if I want to like ship my work to London for exhibition or something. Yeah, and they professionally box it, or everything's insured, and yeah, they'll just deliver to the space, which I've not had any issues so far. And any pieces that had over a meter, I just use them. Otherwise, train, carry in the hand.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah, I've
best
been there
option.
many
Yeah.
times. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, there's a couple of services they're for artists that you can use to transport your artwork to places if you ever want to use them, I would say. And they ideally, yeah, you gotta pay a little bit of money, but it's peace of mind at the end of the day that
Yeah,
is
at least
pretty secure. And okay, they're gonna deliver in just exactly how you sent it out to them. So that way, just kind of not DHL or Royal Mail or something, because they don't know what's gonna happen to your artwork.
Brilliant.
Gosh,
That's
Aaqib, you're so well organized. You know, remember we've got the Muslim Artist Network with some events coming up this year. You would be fantastic member of the network because, you know,
Yeah.
no wonder you're advising others. You know, you yeah.
Great.
So before we finish today, I just wanted to mention that this year's Arts Awards process is open and we are accepting free submissions through MACFEST website until 15th of June. So please take your chance. We do want to see your works. And we've got a couple of events coming up. Tomorrow's event has been cancelled. We did send out a message through Eventbrite, but if you haven't seen it and you have registered, it's not going ahead. But we do have this coming Wednesday at 6 o'clock in the evening UK time, Youth Celebrating Arts. So it's if you have an hour free, please join to support the maybe upcoming great British Muslim artists. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's an international panel actually. But anyway, we've got also live events coming up in Manchester on Thursday at 6 o'clock in the evening in Manchester Central Library. We also have on 17th of May, that's a Sunday, Eid celebration with multilingual mushaira and international poetry. So tickets, as always, on Eventbrite. Thank you again, and I hope to see you on another event. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
God
very much.
bless. God bless.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
See
you very
you.
much for having us. See ya.
And
Bye.
good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
And thank you to Hajra for managing all the presentations and images in the background today. Well done,
Amazing.
Hajra.
Thank you very much.
All right.